JMU Athletics and the JMU Alumni Association are teaming up to bring you this free Madison HD Sportsnet feature presentation. From Harrisonburg, Virginia, the campus of James Madison University, welcome to NCAA Volleyball and the JMU Invitational, featuring the host Dukes of JMU and the Demon Deacons of Wake Forest University. Tonight's game here on Madison is being presented to you by the JMU Alumni Association, Comcast Sportsnet, the JMU Graduate School, Intellos Wireless, the JMU Bookstore, Residence Inn, and Fox Hill Townhomes. A very pleasant good evening, everyone. I'm Kurt Dudley, and joined here courtside at Sinclair Gym's Godwin Hall, we have John Simpson, a senior here at James Madison. And it is a typical September for NCAA volleyball teams. It is filled with tournament weekends all around the country. Fourth-year head coach Lauren Steinbrecher has taken the Dukes over to Charlottesville for the Virginia Jefferson Cup, and most recently to the Carolina Classic, hosted by the 18th-ranked UNC Tar Heels. In between, the Dukes, well, they hosted their own Classic here 2 weeks ago. But John, the most successful weekend thus far was just last weekend down in Chapel Hill.
You're exactly right, Kurt. The Dukes picked up 2 wins in that tournament. Again, played 3 games, went 2-1, had wins over Albany and George Washington. A great come-from-behind win by the Dukes, going down in their first 2 sets, coming back to win the last 3, 15-12 in that 5th and decisive set. The Dukes getting the win, moving to 4-6 on the year. In the Albany game, it was the first match this season where JMU had shut out the opponent, Megan Niskey and Mackenzie Klepsies, with 10 and 11 kills respectively. Niskey with a .417 hit percentage in that game. No small task by any means. And Chrissy Richardson with a game-high 29 assists. And then in that game, or come-from-behind game against George Washington, Kurt, the team, like I said, that dropped those first 2 sets to come back and get that victory is a big momentum builder, especially when you come back home and you want to get a couple wins here in front of the home crowd. You have those 3 games this week, and so we'll see what the Dukes have in store here in Harrisonburg this weekend.
Wake Forest comes in, of course, out of the Atlantic Coast Conference. A great start for the Demon Deacons as well. They are currently at 8-1. When we come back, we'll hear from the Dukes head coach, Lauren Steinbrecher. But first, we're going to take a timeout as you're watching JMU Volleyball on HD Live on Madison HD Sportsnet, presented to you by the JMU Alumni Association.
Instead of asking yourself, where did those 4 years go? Think about where the next 40 will take you. Be involved at Madison. Dukes from day one, alumni for life.
Visit the James Madison University Bookstore, your source for all things JMU. Get your official Duke gear. Open after every football game. The JMU Bookstore. Support the team.
In 3, 2, 1. Welcome back to Madison HD Sportsnet, presented to you by the JMU Alumni Association, the JMU Volleyball Dukes in the JMU Invitational against the Demon Deacons of Wake Forest. And joining us now is the 4th-year head coach of the Dukes, Lauren Steinbrecher. Coach Steinbrecher, 10 matches in, but you've played an awful lot of sets. What do you need to do to really get over the top here with some of those close games?
Well, actually, I thought we've won most of our 5-set matches, but we need to terminate a little better on the outside. And when our libero, Katie Dalry, a senior captain, went down, it took us a little bit a while to regroup there with our defense and passing, which helps stabilize your team. But overall, I think we're doing a nice job. We're playing some tougher components, trying to get it to that next level, and kind of seeing growing pains there.
Is it fair to say that Lizzie Briones, one of your veterans, has maybe been your most consistent player thus far?
You know, definitely. She brings it every day. She's a great leader. I think the inconsistency in our offense sometimes comes from our setting connections, but blocking, she's always there, and she's always just kind of the rock, the one everyone can look to, and she's kind of helping take over that captain role without Katie being there.
Certainly a freshman that has made an immediate impact, already named twice the CA Rookie of the Week out of Powhatan, Virginia, Janie Goodman. Talk a little bit about what she's brought to this program.
Well, she was a huge get for us, and she has not disappointed in the least bit. And she's a fantastic lefty-right side. She's extremely athletic. She naturally does things that score. Like, she hits high, she hits deep, she hits hard. She's got a great block. We haven't had to change a lot. We continue to work on our 6 rotations as she continues in her career, but I'm so impressed with her, and it's just preseason.
You already mentioned Katie Dowright 2 weeks ago in the JMU Classic. She went down, and then a few days later it was found out that she not only had a season-ending injury, but also a career-ending injury, unfortunately. With her loss, she is a great libero. Loved watching her play. So I'm sad for that reason, very selfishly, yes. But so what do you do personnel-wise in that situation?
Well, luckily both of our outsides are extremely great ball control players. They play 6 rotations. They can pass and hit and play defense. And right now we have really good options to compete for the libero spot. We have 2 sophomores that are working hard trying to get that spot. And, they don't luckily have to pass right now because our outsides are doing such a great job, and they just have to come in and play left back defense. So we're working around it. So if we didn't have those outsides, we'd be in a real big bind.
Quickly, give us a little assessment. Scout for us, Wake Forest.
Well, they're a very talented team. They have a really good record. They're used to winning. New coach who's done a fantastic job with them. But they, honestly, I don't really know what they're going to do today because they had a player go down last game. I don't know if she's playing or not, but they have kind of an interesting 3-middle deal that they bring. So they're coming in at different angles and quick attacks, and you don't necessarily know who's hitting what or where they are. So we'll have to communicate about that. But they're just a solid team, and we have to play good, solid, disciplined volleyball. We have to be in the right spots. Disciplined blocking, smart attacking, those kind of things, not let them go on runs.
All right, thank you very much, Coach. Best of luck tonight against the Demon Deacons.
Thanks, Kurt.
Jim and John are both covered by the nation's best networks. Jim uses Entelos Wireless. John does not. Jim saves money every month. John does not. And thanks to those savings, Jim has money left over for hula hoops, a little mood music, and access to the rooftop pool. John does not. Entelos Wireless. The difference is savings. Switch now and get unlimited data, text, and talk for just $79.99.
Welcome back to Sinclair Gym, Godwin Hall on the campus of James Madison University. Crowd is filed in here at Sinclair Gym as the Dukes get ready to take on these Demon Deacons of Wake Forest from the Atlantic Coast Conference. Again, I'm Kurt Dudley along with John Simpson. The Demon Deacons, they went 3-0 in last week's UMKC. That's Missouri-Kansas City Kangaroo Classic, both with K's, by the way. To improve to 8-1 on the season, they went 3-1 with a victory over the CAA's William and Mary, who a week from tonight the Dukes will be hosting in their CAA opener. We'll also have that matchup for you here on Madison HD Sportsnet next Friday night. Now, offensively, Wake is paced by senior Kristen Grissom. She has 101 kills and in 32 sets. And that averages out at 3.1 kills per set. She is hitting a team best and a very hefty 333 and has also added 36 blocks. And senior Kyle Hargrave, she averages 3.06 kills and 2.69 digs per set, while sophomore Natalie Reed supplies a team-high 14 service aces. Sophomore Megan Miller, she leads the team with 4.45 digs per set, while setter Sophia Dodd, she averages 9.61 assists, 2.04 digs, and just over a half block per set. The Dukes of James Madison, well, their season thus far, they are 4-6, and John, it's a little bit of inconsistency, and then of course you throw in that injury to Katie Dowright. But so far for the Dukes, how's it shaped up?
Oh, they're getting their feet under them early on in the season, Kurt. They do just have the lone senior on the roster, Katie Dowright. So it's interesting to see how the Dukes have been putting it together with those 2 wins last week, and they fell to UNC. UNC undefeated on the year, 9-0. And you have Wake Forest coming in, who's 8-1. So, and then also JMU falling to University of Virginia, so 0-2 on the year against ACC opponents. But for the Dukes to come out in this classic here, or invitational rather, at JMU, if they're able to come out and get a big win here against Wake Forest, that sets some kind of a tone for the rest of this classic, especially for the Lady Dukes. They're looking to really get the ball rolling here early on tonight.
And as you see Katie Dowright there sitting on the end of the bench, I had a chance to chat with her actually the first time today that I have spoken to her since she did suffer the injury. And it was something where, I asked her just how did it happen. It happened 2 weeks ago in the JMU Classic, and she went up. It was part of a block. She came down and just made a turn, and she said she could hear it, she could feel it. At first, they thought it was just a dislocated knee like Juwan Latney of the football Dukes had last week in the game against St. Francis. But then, under further analysis and medical review, they determined, well, yeah, there was a tear there. And it's unfortunate for her in the sense that in many cases, certainly it has occurred early enough in the season that in most circumstances she could claim for a medical red shirt. But she also has some hip injuries. In fact, I remember a couple years ago when we were doing a game here, and she was such a warrior, and I was learning at that time about it, and she was fighting through pain most of the time. So to consider the hips and the knee, it's just too much torque on the torso, and so she's just going to ride it out here the rest of this year. And she is sort of like Tyler Snow has been, a little depressed because of Tyler Snow of JMU football, because of not being able to play anymore. And, well, you can understand, as Katie with 37 digs during the opening weekend, she reached 1,204 for her career, becoming just the fourth player in JMU history to surpass 1,200 digs. She added 45 digs during the second weekend of play to surpass Molly Ball for third on JMU's all-time list. Molly finished her career with the Dukes here in 1988 through 1991. And so it looks like Katie will finish as number 3 on that career digs list.
And also, Kurt, you have Janie Goodman. What a find for the Dukes out of Powhatan, Virginia, just west of Richmond, down in that part of the area, to come in here, 2-time CAA Rookie of the Week already early on in her first year of collegiate volleyball. And last week at the Carolina Classic, that is, made the all-tournament team along with redshirt junior teammate Christy Richardson, who's been having a lot of assists to her name early on in the year. So it's good to see, even though you have Katie Dowry goes down as a leader on this team, you have young Dukes who are stepping up to the challenge and playing extremely well here early on.
Janie Goodman already twice has been named the CAA Rookie of the Week. And that gives her, it's still early in the year obviously, but that gives her the lead, if you would, coming off the blocks for a Rookie of the Year candidate. Certainly is overall in the Colonial Athletic Association. Well, the Dukes and the Wake Forest Demon Deacons, they've played 5 times in the past. Most recently back in 2006, that was a neutral site game in which Wake Forest won 3-2, and they now lead the series 3-2. And the first time these two programs met, back in 1978. So
long before my time.
Yeah, that's right. It was late in my scholastic career, we'll say. Would have been actually my senior year if they met in 78 down in Norfolk, from where I'm from. But anyway, let's take a look at the starting lineup for the Wake Forest Demon Deacons. Sophia Dodd is going to start from Hinsdale, Illinois. Also starting is Kristen Grissom. Of course, we talked about her. Madeline Reed, a 6'2 sophomore out of Dallas, Texas. Kylie Hargraves, a 6-foot senior from Ladera Ranch, California. Also Ashley Rusk, a 6'1 junior from Liberty, Texas. Jasmine Russell, a 5'11 junior from Hacienda Heights, California. And the libero wears number 2, Megan Miller, in the white uniform from Western Springs, Illinois. And Ken Mersick is the head coach. Diego Castaneda and Sarah Rumley are the assistant coaches. For the Dukes of JMU, let's take a look at the starting lineup for James Madison this evening. It will be Lizzie Briones, a junior from Siloam Springs, Arkansas. Also starting is Hannah Roddy, a freshman from Gainesville, Virginia. And also starting for the Dukes this evening, Martha Stewart, a junior from Naperville, Illinois. Megan Niskey, a sophomore from St. Charles, Illinois. Also starting, Kenzie Klespies from Lincoln University, Pennsylvania, a sophomore at 5'10". The setter will be Christy Richardson, a redshirt junior out of Glen Allen, Virginia. And the libero will be Jacqueline Plaha, as she'll be wearing the purple jersey tonight as the libero for the Dukes of James Madison. So we're seeing already some adjustments in the starting lineup as the Dukes have to kind of work their way through the injury to Dowry and to kind of get themselves upright as next Friday night's conference play will begin.
One of the early keys here, Kurt, in this game is for JMU on defense. They've played very well, but combined for JMU 610 digs on the year compared to 674 for opponents. So if JMU is able to come out and attack early on, get a few aces, get a few kills as well, they can put Wake Forest in a tough spot early on. Might be one of the keys here early on to take note of.
Dukes hitting at 202 on the season. It's a bit low for the Dukes' liking. But again, trying to get that combination of sitters and attackers together. And we'll get underway here, and serving it up for the Dukes will be Mackenzie Klespies, as they will serve it in our direction, and the first kill is put down by Kristen Grissom, the senior from Rancho Cucamonga, California. Averages 3.16 kills per set. And Madeline Reed, a sophomore from Dallas, Texas, will serve it up for the Demon Deacons. The set by Richardson and dunked over, and it's in for the kill, and we're tied at a point apiece.
Beauty of a kill right there. Just softly put it over the net. In there for the first point for the Dukes.
Lizzie Briones, a preseason all-conference selection out of Arkansas, will serve it up. Comes all the way back to the libero, Miller. Served up, and here's the attack off the fingertips, but dug up by the Dukes. Klespies. Back it goes as both teams trying to get into some type of attacking mode. Here's a long hit. Megan Miller with the dig. The back set, the attack, goes off the hands, high to Brizzy Leones, and drops in Jasmine Russell. 1.88 kills per set, makes it 2-1 Wake Forest. Sophia Dodd averages 9.61 sets per match, and she'll be back to serve for the Demon Deacons. Deacons at 8-1 on the young season. That's a side out as she serves it into the net with a service error. And Miller will come back in. Back to serve for JMU. It'll be Christy Richardson. Richardson out of Glen Allen. Serves with the right hand, comes back to the attack. Plaha, and a free ball coming over. Here's the set, the attack on the left side. Dukes get a hand on it, but a kill is registered for Jasmine Russell.
Seeing good placement here early on, Kurt. Good team chemistry between Wake Forest and James Madison here early on. It's a close game, just 3-2 in favor of Wake Forest here.
Maggie Sinkler, a freshman from Atlanta, Georgia. Makes her trek a little north to Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Ball over the ribbon and then back over to Wake's side. Here's another dink across. Niski gets to it for JMU. Klespies with the attack. It goes off the hands. It's a kill for JMU. Niski back to serve for the Dukes from St. Charles, Illinois in her sophomore campaign. Serve comes to the back. Not handled very well by Maggie Sinkler, and the Dukes will get an ace out of that one. Niski again. This one a little short. Service error against the Duke sophomore. Natalie Reed will come back in as Jasmine Russell will step out. Here's Miller to serve. The libero from the back left corner. She goes across, floats it over. Richardson with the set. Here's the attack, and it's going to be a kill. Dropped in by Klespies. Klespies averaging 2.545 kills per set, hitting 153. Again, you're going to see some of these numbers a little low, and I think that has to do with them adjusting their personnel a bit in position and compensating for the loss of Dalry to some degree as well.
Have to figure out something that works early on. JMU has won just 2 of the first sets in all their matches they've played. So setting that tone early on, as I mentioned, Kurt, something they need to focus on here this evening.
It's kind of been an uphill climb all 10 matches when you consider they were only up 1-0 in 2 of the 10 they've played thus far. Here's a roll shot, goes right back over to Briones. Now the shot by Goodman. There's her first swing we can talk about tonight. A good block at the net for the Dukes. Plaha sets it up. It's Richardson with the set. And the kill by Goodman with the high attack. Goodman at 2.95 kills. About 3/4 of a block per set. And leads the team with 141.5 points prior to that point there. And Martha White serves for the Dukes, and the Dukes will push it back across. Briones getting credited with that kill. Point for JMU.
Briones coming into tonight second on the team in kills with 107 on the year.
Serve goes across. Here's the back set and the kill. This one registered by Madeline Reed as Dodd with the back set. Checking out will be Sinkler. Coming back in, it's Grissom, the leading attacker in this tri-middle set that Coach Steinbrecher was talking about, the Wake Forest employs. Deep it goes, pushed over by Richardson, and the reverse goes right back at it. Dodd dumps it across. Richardson tried to send it over as the setter, and Dodd said, well, I can do it too. 7-6, James Madison with the 1-point lead. Here's the jump serve. Nicely done. Well dug up there by the Dukes. Niski. Niski with the free ball. Nope, here's the attack actually. It's a little deep. Klespies goes to the far back corner, and she had a little too much juice to it. We're tied at 7.
Good defense there from the Dukes, just unable to transition it onto offense on that point.
Wake Forest actually has taken the 8-7 lead. Hesitation, and then it goes across. Here comes Briones with the attack. Nicely dug up on the two-hand attack. Dukes will keep it alive. Richardson sends it to the back corner. Dodd sets it up. Dropped over to Reed. Nicely dug up. That was Klespies on the dig on the turf. Plaha. Now a short set, Briones. And the attack to the back it goes, and a kill registered in by Kristen Grissom. Wake Forest on a mini run. There have not been mini runs in this matchup yet.
Good rallies back and forth here early on, Gert.
Nice hard hit again. Niski set up. Short set there by Briones, and she ties up Madeline Reed. Briones picking up the kill. That'll also side out to the Dukes. Klespies will serve it over. Dodd, the opposite corner, and high off the hands, the kill good by Reed. Reed at 2.61 kills per set. That is her second of the evening. In set number 1, Dukes down by 2. Richardson sets it up. Niski with an off-balance shot. Here's the short set for the middle, and a nice dig. Klespies keeps it alive for the Dukes. High off the hands. Well done by JMU. It all started with a great pass off the dig by Klespies. Side out to JMU. 10-9. Wake, though, out on top. Set number 1. Briones, their second rotation through. Dodd sets it up off the hands. The kill good by Jasmine Russell. Substitution. We'll see Ashley Rusk now come in, a junior from Liberty, Texas, wearing number 14. She's on the left side as the formation starts. See where she goes after the serve. She goes to the right to attack there. Pushed over. That one dropped in by Ratty. And we're going to get a double hit against JMU. Ball handling violation. And that gives the Demon Deacons a 12-9 lead. Dodd to serve. Here's the jump serve. Klespies handles it. Richardson, and the attack by Niski. Dodd in the middle, and the kill. Hargraves averages just over 3 kills per game. She picks up one there. Timeout is on the floor. And I believe the Dukes are the ones taking the timeout as Wake Forest putting together a run here midway through this first set, and they lead at 13-9 with the Dukes taking the timeout. A look at the JMU bench. Lauren Steinbrecher with her coaching staff. Of course, Casey Steinbrecher, her husband, on the staff. In addition to Casey, of course, Brett Burson in his first season with the Dukes, as Ron Sweet left the program to become the head coach of the Terriers of Wofford. I have to check out and see how good a start the Terriers might have under their new head coach. And also joining the Dukes this year, volunteer assistant coach Kenzie Tong. See some of the early action in this matchup. How you like this new floor? It's pretty nice, isn't it? Have you walked across it any yet?
A little bit. It feels nice. The men's and women's team playing on that new floor as well over the Convocation Center this year.
We're going to see a little bit about that during one of our intermissions this evening. But this is a very forgiving floor. And here's a push across. Niski is there. Here's the attack on the overpass, and it's a kill. So the Terriers are 5-6 overall. Is that what you've looked up here?
That is what the screen is telling me.
All right, so Ron's got them going early, 5-6 for the Terriers. 14-9 here in this first set. So his dogs, the Terrier dogs, just a game below 500, and the Duke dogs 2 games below 500.
Wake Forest has taken control of this game early on. Big momentum swing in their favor. Another timeout on the floor.
Yep, that's a 5-0 run for Wake Forest. It was back and forth there for a while, but the Demon Deacons have opened it up, a 6-point advantage, forcing the Dukes to take 2 relatively quick timeouts. It's our first Matazone HD Sportsnet presentation of volleyball here in 2013. I think that means we've got everybody in thus far. We've had a couple of soccer matches, both men and women's. Had a field hockey match here, actually 2 of those thus far this season. Dukes beating VCU on Wednesday night, of course, a couple of football games. But it's just the way the schedule fell. When the Dukes were at home in the JMU Classic a couple of weeks ago, we were on the road with football up at Akron. And so travel did not permit us to be here at home. So this was our first opportunity to bring you JMU volleyball. And again, we'll be back next Friday night when the Dukes face the Tribe of William and Mary. That'll be the CAA opener for both teams. Dodd will serve. The jump serve goes across. It's Niski. Richardson sets it up to Niski. Takes a heavy swing. That'll be a kill for the Dukes.
That's a point that JMU needed desperately right there. They did not want to go down by 7 points right there, so now they have that 5-point differential here, trying to close the gap a little bit here early on in the first set.
It also adds a little value to taking that timeout. It's kind of bad when you take a timeout and then don't score that point and get that side out. Now you get a service ace by Richardson. So the Dukes in double figures now, 15-11. Richardson again will serve. Comes back to Hargraves, chasing it. This will be a difficult shot. And a block for the Dukes. Goodman is there. They may just credit Roddy as the only, may give her a solo on that one, although Goodman was up in the air with her. Regardless, it's a 3-0 run for the Dukes, and it's just a 3-point deficit now for JMU. Richardson again to serve, just does give it across. Dodd with the back set. Here's the attack. Plaha is there to dig it up and keep it alive. Here's the back set. The attack by Klesbees. On the attack, here's the middle. Kristen Grissom. Grissom doesn't get very high on that. It's a short set, and she plows it through. Maggie Sinkler back to serve again, her second time through the rotation. Sinkler right down the midline of the court. Flat right hand, gets a little spin on it, but doesn't get enough power behind it. And a service ace, or service error, I should say, results in a point for JMU. So it's now 16-13. Niski to serve. Comes all the way back. That's a tough knuckler across. Wake Forest very fortunate to come up with a point on that one.
Kind of a funny spin off of the serve there, as you mentioned, Kurt, and then quite the spike right there by Wake Forest gives them that point, their 17th here in this first set.
Libero, Megan Miller shorts it. Niski there, here's the short set. Roddy takes the attack. Wake Forest repels it. That's up high, Plaha, and the free ball across for JMU. Set on the right side, the attack, dug up by Richardson, kept alive by Plaha, and across for the Dukes. Here's the attack. Dukes again, a nice dig by Richardson. Good defense on this rally, and finally placed home, though, as Ashley Russ takes it off the block attempt and gets the kill and terminates the rally.
Rallied up the JMU crowd with those 3 free balls. Good defense by the Dukes, getting the home crowd behind them here.
Substitution coming in for the Dukes. We'll see for the first time. Kelly McGuire come in, a senior from Long Valley, New Jersey. Kelly's had her medical issues as well throughout her career. Getting a hand on that ball was Richardson. Here's the set, the attack, and it's down. Killed by Madeline Reed. 18-13.
We've seen the sophomore Reed have a couple of good kills here in this first set, putting the Dukes at bay.
Add another there, make it 19-13, and another short serve. Set by Richardson. Here's the attack, put away with authority. It's laid down by Mackenzie Gillespie's. Gillespie's averaging 2.45 kills and 3.33 digs per set. We'll see what Jackie Plaha can do now. Floats it across. It goes to Sinkler. Here's the attack on the right side and a hesitation there. And the kill is down by Rusk. Russell back in for Wake Forest, and newcomer is Danny Rosendale, a junior from Hudsonville, Michigan. She just does hit the ribbon. Back set for Richardson. And the kill laid in by Janie Goodman. Goodman with her second swing and her second kill.
Team lead with 129 now on the season.
Soft serve across it goes by Martha Stewart. And the kill off the block by Madeline Reed. Reed now with 4 blocks. Excuse me, 4 kills rather. Second on the team, Russell has 5. Both are hitting over 400. Niski with the reception. Nice pass over to Richardson. A swing for the Dukes. Pushed over by Dodd, and now pushed over by Richardson, and that'll go as a kill. Lunging at it was Hargraves. Needed another couple of inches to easily control it. Dukes needed that in a dire way. 21-17 now. And a kill for Wake Forest. (22-16), beg your pardon, is the current score. Niski, Richardson, Briones, and the solo block. Jasmine Russell. And another kill for Wake Forest as they are approaching game point. Richardson blocks it, but it stays alive, and that's terminated as Kristen Grissom puts it away, and Wake Forest wins set 1, 25-16. Dukes were down just 10-9, and then a 5-0 run by Wake Forest. Dukes had a mini run to close it down to 3, but then Wake Forest with another 4-0 run to close it out. 25-16 is our final in set number 1. We'll be back with set number 2. Dukes trailing 1-0. After this timeout, you're watching JMU Volleyball tonight in HD on Matazone. HD Sportsnet presented to you by the JMU Alumni Association.
I knew going to JMU would be more about just getting a master's.
I just knew that it was the place for me.
I feel as though that I'm a part of the institution.
You will never meet a stranger. Everyone is always willing to help you out and to help you through your graduate experience here at James Madison University.
The graduate school here is a great choice.
The education that you receive is top-notch.
It's one of the best in the country. And from here, everything is possible.
The Residence Inn by Marriott provides guests with plenty of room. Room to recharge, room to prepare, room to relax. Stay one night or as long as you like. The Residence Inn by Marriott provides each guest with amenities tailored to their individual needs. Spacious suites with all the comforts of home, because it's not just a room, it's a residence.
Instead of asking yourself, where did those 4 years go? Think about where the next 40 will take you. Be involved at Madison. Dukes from day one, alumni for life.
Welcome back to Sinclair Gym. JMU Dukes fall in set number 1 to the Demon Deacons of Wake Forest. So now the Dukes 2-9 in first sets this season. So looking at a uphill climb once again. Quick look at some of those first set stats, and the hitting percentage for Wake Forest extremely impressive. .447, 18 kills, 38 attacks, just the one error for the .447. They sided out 13 out of 17. The Dukes hit 50%, not bad. That was actually their side out, 12-24. 11 kills, 2 errors, and 30 attempts, so that's 300. The score was tied 6 times. Lead changed hands a couple of occasions in that first set. Leading attacker was Natalie Reed, as she finished 5 for 11 for .455. Grissom had 4 kills, and Jasmine Russell 5 kills for Wake Forest. The Dukes had 3 apiece from Briones and Cluspies. Dukes with 18 digs, 15 for the Demon Deacons.
Kirk going into second set play. The Dukes down 7-3 in second sets as well, but if they can win this set, they reverse the fortune. They have 7 wins in set number 3 versus 3 for the opponent. So if they can tie it up here, they'd be in a very, very good position to get back-to-back wins here at Godwin Hall here in Harrisonburg.
All right, so the Dukes on the defensive to start this second set up. It's Hargraves bringing it across. Goodman controls it, and it's a free ball over by Cluspies. Set and the attack dug up by Richardson. Goodman sets it up. A little overpass, though, and dropped in by Grissom for the kill.
Some good attack from Wake Forest. A lot of free balls off the hands of JMU. Wake Forest not as much. They are maintaining great control of their side of the floor here early on.
Hargraves swings it across. Back set. It's Richardson dinking it over, covering it nicely. Niski. Richardson sets it up for Cluspies. Didn't get a hefty swing on it. Here's a hard swing. Knocked up into the air by Plaha. And now the kill by McKenzie, she gets back in time. Plaha sets it up. And this, Klespies, that is, with the attack. Pushed over. Long rally working here, but not a real strong rally at that. There's a strong hit by Goodman, but it's into the block. And the point for Wake Forest. Hargraves back to serve. Comes deep. Niski. Richardson back to Niski. Niski high off the hands, controlled by the Deacons. Here's an attack on the other side, knuckled across, and the ball stays on the other side. Strong swing. Richardson with the dig. Plaha sets it up. Swing from the back row, controlled by the Deacons. Here's another attack. Well done by Richardson to keep it alive. Knuckled over by Goodman. Here's the attack again. Dukes block it up front, and it stays on the Demon side. And that's off the high hit, the hands, the block. And that'll be a point for Wake Forest to terminate the long rally. Three 0 Wake Forest in set 2. And a service ace diving for it. Mackenzie Klesby, she's got her left thigh wrapped up pretty tightly.
That ball was in no man's land. Would have been a tough play to make for Klespies.
She makes that one. Richardson right at the center, sets it up. Ratty will swing across. And on the overkill, the overpass comes through, and Niski sends it down. And that'll put the Dukes on the board, trailing 4-1. Short set across. Swinging in from the middle to the right side. Put down with authority, it's Grissom again. That's coming our way. Plaha runs out of real estate, can't get to it. And a service ace. For the Demon Deacons. Richardson sets it up. Klespies with the attack. Dug up by Wake Forest. Plaha gets on the ground. Handled by Richardson. Niski with it. Free ball goes across. A little too much of the angle.
It's good thought there by Klespies to send it. Not knowing where it was going to go. Tried to place it down on the line on the other side of the floor. Just out of bounds. Point for Wake Forest.
Demon Deacons out in front 7-1 early in the second set. Lead it 1-0. And with that, Coach Steinbrecher and her staff gathering together. Not letting this one unravel too early in the second set.
We saw a few members of the men's basketball team here early on in the first set.
Did you really?
Yeah, you had Ron Curry, Taylor Bessick, Charles Cook, and Andre Nation. We usually see those guys have made good friendships since they got here, supporting their Dukes on the volleyball court. The Dukes opening in Virginia against the University of Virginia on November 8th later on here in the fall. That'll be an interesting season. The Dukes coming off that NCAA tournament run last year, Kurt, so we'll see what they have in store for us this year.
I did see Ron and Andre Nation earlier today. They were coming out of class, and I was coming over earlier today. There's some of the guys. Yep. There's the mayor.
They knew we were talking about them.
Yeah, that's right. They know we're talking about them. That's Dimitri. It's quite an interesting group, and I'm sure it'll get more interesting as the year goes by. Good to see some Dukes supporting Dukes here tonight, and a service ace for Wake Forest. 8-1. Deacons in control in set 2. It's Reed back to serve. Klespies The attack by Goodman. It's a bit long. I think she was looking for some contact on the high hit. Didn't quite get it. Reed will serve again. And they're going to call a ball handling error. A carry called against Richardson. 9-1.
The Dukes are in the right spot to make the plays. They're just hitting the ball just a bit too long in their returns here in the second set.
This time Plaha will control it. Niski bumps it up. And the Dukes just getting it across. And the attack dug up by Niski. Gillespie's with the attack. Blocked it by the Dukes, and it's going to end up falling in JMU's favor. McGuire will check out for the Dukes. Briones back in for JMU. Jacqueline Plaha served it for Madison. Niski got a hand on it, couldn't control it. It's going to fall in favor of Wake Forest.
Ball looked like it went off of her left foot going back over the net. Some kind of a bounce there.
Now it's Dodd who serves. Goodman with the swing. And the attack. Was there a touch? No, there was not. That'll be point JMU. (11-3) Wake leading 1-0. Martha Stewart goes to the opposite corner. Came off the palm. Battle at the net. Pushed over. Stewart is there. Richardson, short set for Briones. Plaha sets it up. Gillespie's with the attack right into the block. McGuire make that, Briones set it up there for a second. Briones and Gillespie's there to repel it. Here comes Stewart. Into the corner for the kill.
I know I've mentioned placement a few times. It doesn't get better than that there in the back right corner.
Yeah, her teammates were celebrating, and Martha's sort of like with the face of, oh boy, I was lucky on that one. That's a strong, powerful hit as Kristen Grissom with the hefty swing for the Demon Deacons. Maggie Sinkler to the back line with her club up 12-4. Sinkler, Plaha, swing by Gillespie's, covered up. Niski's there. White, or make that Stewart rather, gets to it. And into the block, the kill is good. That's Hargraves as she picks up another kill. That's her second of the match. Right now Grissom leading all with 7. Niski to Richardson. Here's a swing, Gillespie's. And it's long. Actually, there was a touch on the way through. So that'll be a kill for the Dukes. Gillespie's will go back to serve. Just does get the ribbon. Hefty swing. Gillespie's with the dig. Richardson sets it up. The kill attack by Briones. Wake Forest saying 4 hit as they don't think it ever got across, and ended up with JMU getting the kill.
Hard to tell from our angle there, Kurt, but head coach for Wake Forest, Kim Burchak, visibly up, or a little bit frustrated there with the call. Does go in favor of JMU, however.
13-6. He's got a little room to spare right now. And there's a kill as Wake comes back. And Lauren Steinbrecher is going to take another timeout. Timeout on the floor. The Dukes down 14-6, set number 2. Deacons won the first set 25-16. They've been in control from the get-go here. in set 2. Stick around between sets 2 and 3. Of course, we do have the intermission. We've got a couple of special features for you. Megan Cox, a freshman with the JMU Women's Soccer Dukes. She and the Dukes actually playing UNC Greensboro tonight at the JMU Soccer Complex. Dukes looking for their 3rd consecutive win. They're 5-3. Megan a couple weeks ago impressed us with her goal from about 35 yards out, upon which I learned that she also was a place kicker for her high school football team. So we've got a little competition between her and JMU's senior place kicker, Cameron Stark, over at Bridgeforth Stadium, as Tracy Smith brings you that deal. Also, we're going to show you a time-lapse video of the installation, actually not the installation, but the painting and staining of the Convocation Center floor.
And that final product is something to look at. There was an article online comparing some of the top eye-popping court designs, and University of Oregon was up there. I think it was Florida International, so there's some good designs out there. JMU on top of that list as well now.
Is there anything Oregon doesn't do that doesn't pop?
That Athletic Performance Center is something else, too.
They do. They've got it all going on there, I tell you. And a carry is the call against Wake Forest, so a point against the Dukes. Or a point for the Dukes. Stand corrected. McGuire comes back in. Lizzie Briones. Cross it goes. Set up by Dodd, and the kill. Splitting the defenders, it's Hargraves. Hargraves with her 4th kill now. She's got a couple of them in this set. Rosendale back to serve. Richardson. High swing for Niski, and hangs on the net for a bit. And then the kill by Hargraves as she gets it between the blockers, and it falls between the Dukes and the net.
And the 16th kill for JMU on the evening, trying to work their way back into this matchup.
Comes across Niski. Richardson pushes it back to the corner, got a little too much on it. Dukes just searching for empty spots on the court wherever they can find them. Richardson sets it up for Stewart. Dukes in a bit of a scramble here, and a strong swing by Niski, but Wake Forest waiting for it. Pushed across by Russell. Briones with the middle hit. Coming across for the attack and the kill. Natalie Reed. Reed getting her 7th kill of the night. That ties her for the match lead with Grissom. Floats it across. Niski with the attack now. Goes to the back corner. Wake Forest there to defend. Niski again. Richardson sets it up for Briones, and the short net make that McGuire.
Kurt, as you mentioned, JMU looking for spots on the floor. It was a lot of black and gold jerseys all over the place tonight, playing good defense. Found good a spot there for the kill.
The short set allowed for McGuire to get it down in a hurry. And the hefty swing dug up by the Dukes. McGuire with another kill.
Back-to-back kills for Kelly McGuire. She's fired up.
Back to serve Richardson. And that goes off her hand. Demon Deacons now up 19-9. Richardson will set it up. McGuire going for a 3rd in a row. For the Dukes, that would be, but on the overpass. Hello. You get an assist on this one?
I hope so.
Yeah, you got some length. That's good. Maybe not. Hi, Martha. How are you? Martha came over to retrieve the ball. And there's a service ace. Hargraves to serve again. She's been a tough side out. She started this set. Dukes just struggled to break that service, and there's Goodman with the kill.
It's her third of the night.
Puts her positive.
Up to 130 now on the season.
Dukes are there. Goodman and McGuire. They're there again. This time it goes off the hand of Goodman. And another kill for Wake Forest, now leading at 21-10. Reed. Plaha. Niski with the attack. To the back it is. Dug up by Reed. And a double hit for Wake Forest and a point for the Dukes. Earlier tonight, it was Cleveland State over Campbell, 3-1. Dukes will face Cleveland State tomorrow evening at 7:30. Tomorrow afternoon at 12:30 it'll be the Dukes and the Camels of Campbell University. And Wake Forest will play both those teams tomorrow as well. It all gets underway at 10 o'clock in the morning. (23-11) right now. Wake Forest well in control. Seems to be
some confusion on the floor.
Yeah, the ruling going on. Has something to do with the substitution of the rotation. I'm not quite sure what it might be. The Steinbreckers kind of miffed by it themselves. They became parents in the offseason, in addition to all their players.
So they've a young one of their own, and now young team on the floor, as I mentioned before the game,
right.
Kurt. So handling stuff on and off the court with a younger audience of sorts.
That's right. Luke Steinbrecker, born back in the spring. I don't know if he's here tonight or not. Still some confusion. Well, while they're talking about this, give you a chance as well. Again, we're going to go into our intermission in a little bit. Also invite you to send an email to us this evening. Always like to hear from fans, whether they're fans of the Dukes or the visitors, as it is tonight, of course, Wake Forest. You can email us at Madizone, M-A-D-I-Z-O-N-E. That's M-A-D-I-Z-O-N-E at JMU.edu. M-A-D-I-Z-O-N-E at jmu.edu. There you can see it on your screen. Let us know where you're watching from, who you're rooting for. We might work in a shout out for you during tonight's match. And we'll leave that up there for you for a little while, so you can do so. Well, they got whatever it was all sorted out. Briones with the swing. And Briones with the solo block.
One went right off of her right arm, right in the middle of the floor. Demon Deacons unable to get any hands on that ball, so point for JMU.
Briones twice in her career has had 10 blocks. Last time was actually against George Washington in that comeback win you were talking about earlier down at Chapel Hill. And another kill for the Dukes. They slice into the lead a little bit more. Still got a long way to go. It's an uphill climb at 23-12.
Don't call it a comeback just yet, but the Dukes are battling here in the second set.
White and the swing by Briones. That's going to get in for the kill.
Lizzie Briones providing a huge spark on offense for James Madison here.
Yeah, you know, we talked a little bit about Goodman, and we're not seeing a lot of her tonight. It's because she was sick yesterday, and so they're limiting, I think, her playing time here tonight, which is a shame because a good crowd here will not get a chance to see how good she is. Out of Powhatan, Virginia. And from the back, that was an interesting play there. Briones faking it, and then Klesby's there to try to put it in softly. Instead, it's dropped down the sideline and dropped in for the kill and the game point. And Wake Forest takes the second set 25-14. So 25-16, 25-14 as Wake Forest takes the 2 sets to none lead over the Dukes of James Madison. Time now for an intermission, and during that we'll come back in a moment or two, and we'll hear from Megan Cox as Tracy Smith did an interview with her not too long ago. We'll take a look at the new floor over the JMU Convocation Center. And we'll get a chance to talk with JMU head coach Lauren Steinbrecher as well. All that coming up here during our University Outpost halftime, or intermission, should say. Third time. How about that? As you're watching JMU volleyball tonight here on Madison HD Sportsnet, presented to you by the JMU Alumni Association.
Jim and John are both covered by the nation's best networks. Jim uses Entelos Wireless. John does not. Jim saves money every month. John does not. And thanks to those savings, Jim has money left over for hula hoops, a little mood music, and access to the rooftop pool. John does not. Entelos Wireless. The difference is savings. Switch now and get unlimited data, text, and talk for just $79.99.
Well, we're being entertained by some youngsters here at Godwin Hall. Kurt Dunley and John Simpson with you. Demon Deacons leading the Dukes 2-0 here at our second intermission. JMU women's soccer, they're in action tonight. The Dukes over at University Park facing UNC Greensboro. They've got an exciting freshman by the name of Megan Cox. More on this young lady as Tracy Smith filed this story. Tracy?
I'm Tracy Smith, and I'm here with Megan Cox, a freshman on the JMU women's soccer team. But we're not here to talk about her soccer skills. We're here to talk about the fact that you used to play football in high school. Tell me a little bit about that.
I kicked for the football team my junior year of high school, and it was an incredible experience.
Now, football and soccer were not your only varsity sports that you played in high school. You mentioned earlier to me that you played pretty much every sport they could offer in varsity. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, I played varsity field hockey for 3 years. I played varsity basketball for 4 years, varsity soccer for 3 years, varsity football for 1 season, and varsity softball for 1 season.
Do you like that you get to focus on soccer, or do you miss being able to play different sports like you did in high school?
Well, I got the best of both worlds in high school. I was able to play other sports and train for soccer as well, and now I just get to focus on soccer, which is my main love in the sports world.
But do you think you have a highlight so far of your freshman year?
The goal against LaSalle. I mean, that was an incredible goal, upper 90. I couldn't have placed it better. So yeah, that was probably will be one of my highlights from my whole career here at JMU.
Were you surprised that you made that, or did you know that it was going to go in, or were you just kind of figured you'd kick it and hope for the best?
Well, I saw the opportunity. The goalie was a little off her line. I didn't realize how far out I was at first, going back and watching the tape, but I saw my opportunity and I took it, and it worked out for the best.
Now, we had you out kicking some field goals with Cameron Stark. Did that bring back any memories from high school?
Yeah, it was enjoyable that time that I just got to kick. I miss it a lot.
You can always let Mickey know that if Cameron can't play, you're always here for the spot, right?
I'm always available.
With Megan Cox, I'm Tracy Smith for Madison HD Sportsnet.
And welcome back. Megan Cox, certainly an impressive young lady. And hopefully we can get a score from the Soccer Dukes here as well. Dukes again playing UNC Greensboro this evening. Well, we have the new floor here at Godwin Hall. And there's also the new floor that gained a little bit more national attention, you might say, with the unveiling a couple of weeks ago as to what the design was going to be. As over at the Convocation Center. And then it was revealed during a football game, and there was some chatter about it nationally, and they thought, oh my gosh, this is just unbelievable. And there wasn't a lot of positive, actually, quite honestly, nationally for it. But then once they saw the finished product, I think everybody kind of changed their mind a little bit. What do you think about it?
Well, in reading that article, just my personal opinion, Kurt, I think the design is very interesting. I would love to see it in action. It's always the best way to see it, but there has been that mixed feedback from, you have the two Duke Dog logos in the 2 corners of the court, and then just the different colors of JMU infused into the hardwood there. So once I see some game action, I'll come back to you. I'll give you my opinion then. But as of now, I'm indifferent about it. It has its ups, it has its downs, but overall I think they did a good job with it. So we'll see what the JMU faithful have to say in terms of the new court.
Well, let's take a look at it here. We've got a time-lapse video of the actual painting of the court and the staining of the court. It was quite an impressive feat of how they did that. And we should have that available for you. Here you go, as it was shown from the crow's nest there at the combo. And just the way that they kind of, they laid some text down and then came back and, went over it several times. And you see it all come together there. And then they put the finish on it. And then they have to still paint the outside perimeter. There you go. Put the logo in the middle. Jimmy Madison's signature, which is my favorite aspect of it. And there you have it. Kind of neat the way it all worked out that way.
See what the players have to say about it feedback-wise as well. So they're the ones that have to handle it out on the court and the coaching staff.
There you have a photo. That looks like that came right off my Facebook page, which is actually what I've got as my cover photo on my Facebook page right now. Probably will change that here in a day or two. But kind of neat to see that. And, and looking at that picture as well, it doesn't give you a good perspective of the way the lines are. That was one of the main concerns, is being able to see the three-point line and things. It's not really that bad. It shows up, very well, actually. So, well, a few folks that have written in all the way from here in Harrisonburg in her kitchen watching is Devin Howard, one of our sports information directors. She oftentimes is over here typing in statistics, but she's at home tonight getting ready for the rest of the busy weekend. Also, give a shout-out to Mike Peebles. He's watching down in Virginia Beach. His son is one of the officials, one of the line judges here today. We've mentioned several times the libero, Megan Miller. Well, her mom is watching today as well. Thank you for your compliments there. Got some other. Kelly Johnson has written in, watching JMU versus Wake Forest on Matazone and missing Godwin, even if she is jealous of the new floor and the air condition. We haven't mentioned that. So, Kelly, thank you very much for your compliments. Once a Duke, always a Duke. JMU volleyball, number 12, Kelly Johnson, who graduated in 2012. And let's see, we've got another that has come in. And that is for 3 years I've tried to figure out who Martha White is on the JMU volleyball team. Me too. It always seems to slip in there instead of Martha Stewart. I always manage to throw White in there every once in a while. So, Frank, I apologize for that. It just does happen.
Not too many tricky names here on the roster, but understandably so. You do have Kate Whitmire, Martha Stewart, so trying to get all those names in there and matching them up with face as well comes with time, and it's a young season, so as the season goes along, I'm sure it'll comes with time. We're almost ready for the third set here. Duke's down 2-0, looking to put a comeback win together. They did so against George Washington in their last game at the Carolina Classic. Wake Forest, a bit of more of a difficult task to overcome. This Demon Deacons team has been very impressive so far this evening. So the Dukes are ready to go, as is Wake Forest. Kurt, we'll see what they have in store for us here for set number 3.
And the cheerleaders following back in, including Coach Kelly Moore, just strolled right in front of us. And we'll get set for our third set. Dukes trailing 2-0. Gillespie's and the Dukes are ready to roll there. And Christy Richardson will serve it for the Dukes of James Madison University. Richardson with the right hand, right into the net, and Dukes find themselves down 1-0 to start this third set. That off the ribbon, goes over the line though, and now the attack by Goodman, dug up by the Demon Deacons. And into the net, or are they going to give a block possibly to McGuire? Niski to serve for the Dukes. Miller anticipating it, and she will receive it. Dodd. Dukes will dig it up on the side. Here's Gillespie's with the attack. McGuire repels it, and that'll be a block from McGuire. Dodd trying to push it across.
Kelly McGuire in the last set had those 3 straight, or 2 kills in a block last set. Has the block there, playing very well tonight.
And the quick by Dodd, and that'll be a kill as a carry will be called against Richardson. Ashley Rusk reports back in for Wake Forest, and back to serve it is Sophia Dodd. Sophia, only a freshman for the Wake Forest Demon Deacons. Back set, Goodman finesses one across for the kill. That is her 4th of the night.
Looked like Natalie Reed thought one of her teammates was going to take care of that one, let it go by.
Dukes hit 105 in set 2. Wake Forest 200 in set 2. It wasn't the cleanest of sets for either team. And that's an out. That's a bit out. No, they're going to say no, it's down. Line judge said it's out. The up official said yes, it is in on the sideline. Maggie Sinkler there. John?
Kristen Grissom in on that play too.
Demon Deacons leading 2-0. Here's the attack by Briones, and it finds its way onto the hardwood. Taking care of some other business there, excuse me. Let the video do the talking for you that time. Here's Stewart. And the swing. Niski. Richardson goes to the corner, it's good. There's Justin, one of our camera operators. He actually looks like he could be related to our new president, Jonathan Alger.
You have that similar facial structure. You're right, Kurt.
He's from over Eastern Mennonite University, now working for Telemedia, joining the crew here this year. Richardson across, dug up by Anna Carley, who's now in there for the Demon Deacons. Hefty swing, Dukes repel it, Blaha. Briones didn't get enough altitude on it into the net.
Looked like she tried to go off her left foot there, just didn't get quite enough of the jump that she was hoping for. The vertical leap a bit short there. End result, ball into the net.
Miller, soft serves across. Dukes will get an attack out of it. Klespies, back set by Dodd. The attack by Reed. Stewart got a piece of it. Ends up out of bounds. Miller again. Back to serve from Western Springs, Illinois. Briones with the attack. Again short. Still Dukes hanging in there on this third set, 7-6. Richardson, difficult set there. Into the net. Point for Wake Forest. And timeout called for by the Dukes of JMU. Dukes trail it now 8-6.
As I touched on a few times here this evening, this is the set usually in their matches where JMU comes alive, winning the third set 7 out of the 10 times they've had a third set in their games, with 7-3. They're down 2-0 here. They need a rally here if they want to come back in this match.
Tomorrow's schedule, Wake Forest and Cleveland State will get on the floor here at 10 o'clock in the morning, and then it's JMU and Campbell at 12:30. Campbell and Wake Forest at 5, and then JMU and Cleveland State at 7:30. Tomorrow you can follow the action on live statistics online through jmusports.com. A number of other CA teams are in action this evening. Towson against Southeast Missouri. Actually, that was earlier today. Tigers facing Missouri tonight. That match just getting underway. College of Charleston, new member of the league, playing Alabama A&M today. Northeastern hosting Boston College tonight, the Eagles and the Huskies. They're about 10 miles apart from each other there in that Boston city that has so many academic institutions. Hard to keep up with sometimes. UNCW at the Citadel this afternoon, then through the evening, William & Mary against Columbia today. College of Charleston also playing Southern Methodist today. So again, a lot of tournament action taking place.
Kill there for JMU right in the back corner, almost on the line, but placed brilliantly right in front of it.
I think, did they get a touch? Yes, they did. Just a fingernail on that kill, and that'll go on the Wake Forest side. Rosendale will serve it into the net.
A lot of players on this Wake Forest roster from the Great Lakes area. Four from Illinois, one from Michigan. Danae Rosendale right there with the serve into the net, as you mentioned, Kurt.
Even one Ohioan, Anna Carley. We were up in Ohio 2 weeks ago today. Actually, 2 weeks ago today was visiting the Pro Football Hall of Fame with the football Dukes. Had a good afternoon there. On the eve of the Dukes facing Akron. Dukes keep it alive. And they're going to call it a kill. And again, some confusion on the call.
Wake Forest believed that ball hit the floor. Play continued, and then referee said no, that ball did indeed hit the floor, and play was stopped, and the point given to Wake Forest.
Off the net, but kept alive at one time, probably about 10, 12 years ago now. More like 12, 14. There's a nice kill by McGuire. Where if it hit the net at all, it was a service error. So that changed around 2000 or so. That and the receiving of both hands up around the top of the head, the forehead. They were always considered that a double hit. A hit, that is, until about 2000, and changed that ruling as well. Of course, then this rally scoring also came about soon after that.
Kristen Grissom with the kill there, leading the team, came into tonight with 101 kills on the year. And came into this set with already 3 on the evening. That number 4 right there. Excuse me, number 7.
Reed will drop back to serve. And McGuire drives it in for the kill. McGuire picking up her 3rd kill of the evening. Duke's just down by a couple here, trying to extend this match. Wake Forest, that one is in.
Some of the JMU fan base in attendance disagree with that call.
Dukes, who are on that back line as well. Little disbelief. Pancake save there by Niski, and that is out. Miller returning to the court. Back to serve again. He is Dodd. Into the net it goes again. Jacqueline Plaha. Just to the right of the midline. Drops in a service ace.
Kurt, you have to agree that this is JMU's best set. They're showing all kinds of energy out there right now. They're really fired up, looking to put a charge into the ball and get back into this game and take this set.
Plaha with her 4th ace of the season. And the Dukes put it back. It's Goodman and Briones on the block for a point for the Dukes. There you go, 14-13. Back set, and the attack is good by Grissom. Seeing a lot of Jacqueline Plaha tonight, a sophomore from Oakdale, Pennsylvania. Playing in the libero role. Claspes, Richardson, the swing, Goodman again with a kill. Janey picks up number 4. And the Dukes down by just a point now.
They're not going down easy here. They're sticking around.
And a service ace influenced off the top of the net. And timeout called by Wake Forest. Demon Deacons trying to regroup as the Dukes come back into this one. Some of the replay action from this third set. And Goodman with the left-handed kill. And Martha Stewart gets one in there. Just does hit the top of the net. Stewart back to serve again. Carly with the attempt. Niski digs it out. Here's the swing. Claspes. Niski leaves it alive, and Stewart puts it across. Just does get a fingertip on it. Does Rusk, and it drops in for the kill.
JMU had been on a 5-1 run before that point right there. Wake Forest back on top with a 16-15 point lead.
Niski. And that is just out. Briones makes a midair adjustment. Carey takes a hack at it. Stewart gets the dig and then takes the swing. Stewart with the dig. Richardson to Stewart. She cuts the shot across. That looked like the one she actually scored on in the earlier match. And that goes under and over. Or over and under, I should say. And the Dukes take a timeout as Wake Forest recaptures the lead 18-15. Well, JMU out in front of UNC Greensboro 1-0. And the goal coming from Sam Lofton. And an assist from Becky Sparks. Sparks has been on a scoring roll here. She had 2 goals last weekend. Not bad for a center back. Both of them, I think, were on set pieces, but she comes up and
took care of her opportunities.
That's right, she did. So Sam Lofton with the goal has JMU and leading. And it's late. There is less than 3 minutes to play in the match.
With about 70 minutes through that game, took a look earlier, Curtin. There was no score in that ballgame, so a very late goal for the Dukes in a good spot to get that win tonight. We're set and ready for more action here.
Miller will send it across. Claspes. And after a hair adjustment, Richardson misfires on the set attempts. And we're going to see a sub come in for JMU. Sarah Patterson, a sophomore out of Roanoke, by way of Tampa. She and Dowry and former JMU player Danielle Erb, all from Plant High School in Tampa. Danielle just picked up her tickets as she is now the new face of Hawaiian Tropic. And I think in October she's going to be enjoying a trip because of her winning that contest. And she is going to spend a little time out in Hawaii.
Sure, she does not mind that one bit. Saw a lot of support for her on Facebook as well while that competition was going on, so good for Danielle.
Yeah, the JMU Nation really helped her to win that. There was online voting, and that was about 30% of it. But quite honestly, when I saw the other videos, I thought, well, Danielle certainly has an excellent chance to win this, and indeed she did. Long rally, and Richardson goes too long with it.
It was a good thought there, just touched the line.
Again, a short serve. Briones with the powerful kill. (22-15). Scores actually have been pretty close and very consistent in these sets, although the Dukes were a little tighter on the heels of the Demon Deacons here in set 3. That's going to drop in, Briones. Cross it comes to Carly. Carly will get a swing at it. Goes deep. Plaha. Niski with the attack. On the other side. And the kill. Dropped in by Hargraves. Rosendale reports back in. She'll go to the back line. She'll do the honors here. Briones will get the attack and gets the kill.
Briones and Kelly McGuire have been the two Dukes that have really made their mark in the kill category. Janie Goodman has had a few as well, the team leader, but it's been those two that have set the tone for the Dukes in this matchup.
Briones comes deep with the serve to Carly. Back to the front here. The kill. Actually, they're going to say a block, that is. It's hard to tell from the angle. I apologize. Dukes didn't celebrate all that much. Usually when they get a block like that, you get that collective celebration to give you affirmation that that's what the point was. And there's a kill.
Wake Forest now just 1 point away.
Yep, here is set and match point. And the service is gone in for an ace for Kylie Hargraves. And Wake Forest storms the court as the Demon Deacons come in here and defeat the Dukes in 3 straight. And in doing so, up their record to 9-1. For the Dukes, they lose in 3 straight for the second time this season. And with that, they drop to 4-7 on the year. We'll come back, take a look at our final statistics. We'll re-rack some of the highlights of this one as well to show those to you again. And we'll do all that coming your way as the Dukes fall to Wake Forest tonight here on Matazone HD Sportsnet, presented to you by the JMU Alumni Association.
Instead of asking yourself, where did those 4 years go? Think about where the next 40 will take you. Be involved at Madison. Dukes from day one, alumni for life.
Visit the James Madison University Bookstore, your source for all things JMU. Get your official Duke gear. Open after every football game. The JMU Bookstore. Support the team.
The Residence Inn by Marriott provides guests with plenty of room. Room to recharge. Room to prepare. Room to relax. Stay one night or as long as you like. The Residence Inn by Marriott provides each guest with amenities tailored to their individual needs. Spacious suites with all the comforts of home, because it's not just a room, it's a residence.
There's Luke Steinbrecher. He did make the match here tonight as Mom's carrying him off. Unfortunately for the Dukes, Wake Forest will carry off the W here tonight in 3 straight sets by scores of 25-16, 25-14, 25-19. Kurt Dudley, John Simpson with you here on our post game as the Dukes do slip to 4-7. Wake Forest now 9-1. Taking a look at some of our key statistics in the matchup. Dukes just hit 144 here this evening. 30 kills on 104 attacks, 15 errors for Wake. 44 kills, 116 attacks, 10 errors, so 293 for the Demon Deacons. Sophia Dodd with 36 assists tonight, 25 for Christy Richardson. The Dukes with 51 digs, 50 for Wake Forest. And individually speaking, 2 Demon Deacons are in double figures in kills. Reed finishes with 14 on 438 hitting. Grissom with 10 on 261. Hargraves 8 for 250. Sophia Dodd 2 kills to go with her 36 assists. And she had 4 digs as well. And Reed finished with 19 points as she also was in on 4 block assists. 4 block assists as well for Ashley Rusk. Jasmine Russell finished with 7 kills for the Demon Deacons. For the Dukes, Lizzie Briones with a team high 9 on 21 attempts with 3 errors, 286. Martha Stewart 1 for 6. Megan Niskey 3 for 14. Mackenzie Klespies 6 kills tonight on 30 attempts. Christy Richardson had a couple. Janie Goodman 5 on 12 attempts with 2 errors, so she hit 250. Kelly McGuire came off the bench, 7 swings, 1 error, 4 dropped in for kills. She finished with 429 attack on the evening. Dukes did end up with 3 solo blocks. Briones had 1 for Richardson, and 1 for Kelly McGuire. 10 block assists for the Dukes, 12 block assists for the Demon Deacons. The first set, score was tied 6 times, then changed twice. Wake Forest led from the get-go in set 2. Score was tied 6 times in set 3. Lead changed hands 4 times before about the same juncture. About the time Wake Forest got to 15, 16 points is when they pulled away in that third set. Time of this evening's match took 1 hour and 23 minutes to decide. Your thoughts on tonight's matchup there, John?
Well, Kurt, JMU has now fallen, as you mentioned, in back-to-back matchups. Last match they lost against North Carolina. They were shut out in that one 3-0 as well. So the Dukes, when they play tomorrow, if they get a win in a set, it will be their first in quite some time. So they've hit a little bit of a rough patch here, but that always happens when you have a young team trying to mesh early on in the season. Now to kind of nearing the halfway point right before conference play starts. Once you get your feet under you, a lot more solid team play will come. But as you mentioned, Lizzie Briones and Kelly McGuire really brought the energy tonight and helped their Dukes out. Jenny Goodman didn't have as much of a say in the ball game as you mentioned, Kurt. She was sick the other day, so they're trying to limit her action. Might see some more playing time tomorrow. But for the Dukes, they did have some good moments. Did have a couple of good rallies there in the third set, trying to make the comeback. Ultimately fell short. And we'll see what they have in store tomorrow when they play those two games against Cleveland State and Campbell.
Yep, again, a rehash of tomorrow's schedule. Wake Forest and Cleveland State will be on the court at 10 a.m. Then the Dukes will get back out here on the court at 12:30 against the Camels of Campbell University. Then Campbell will turn right back around at 5 and play these Demon Deacons. And then it's JMU and Cleveland State to wrap things up tomorrow night at 7:30. And if you're coming out tomorrow, parking will be available for volleyball fans in R1 lot. That's over near the baseball stadium that is here on the center of campus, the old facility, not Memorial Park, but Longfield Mogg Stadium, which is just across the village from here. So it's not all that far away. But there will be a shuttle, and that shuttle will run from 8:45 a.m. until an hour after the conclusion of the football game, so roughly 10 to 10:30. There is a football game here tomorrow. For those of you who may have the football schedule that was sent to you, this was the July edition coming to us in July. So Charlotte will be here tomorrow, and that game will kick off at 5:35. Houston Stutz will join me up in the broadcast booth tomorrow evening for that one here on Matazone HD Sportsnet. Our next volleyball contest for you here on Matazone is 1 week from tonight, when the Dukes will face the Tribe of William and Mary in the Colonial Athletic Association opener. I see a couple of former Dukes out there clowning around right now. We have Natalie Abel and Megan Weekman, who both saw their eligibility come to a conclusion last year, as they were done as Dukes, but they're still here. Natalie, I know, is working on a master's, I do believe, and has been doing some work in the area with Harrisonburg, the city thereof. And Megan is, I think she finishes up in December, if I'm not mistaken. So still trying to wrap up her undergraduate studies. Megan from out in California, and Natalie from up in Pennsylvania. So we've worked in a lot of the most recent, even Danielle Erb as well. Got a chance to chat about her. Number of folks we'd like to thank that helped to bring this production here to you from courtside of Godwin Hall. We do like to thank Brian Hansen, who is the Sports Information Director for Volleyball here at James Madison. Nick Sebesta, who is the Volleyball SID for the Demon Deacons of Wake Forest. Best of luck to him and the Demon Deacons from here on out. JMU Assistant Athletics Director John Martin from Athletics Communication. Our producer tonight, John Salem from Telemedia Productions. Director was Jake Tomko, and the rest of the staff here from Telemedia Productions providing all the camera work. Our next Matazone HD Sportsnet production, again, of volleyball, will be 1 week from tonight, September the 27th, against the Tribe of William and Mary. And we'll begin pregame coverage. That should start at 7 o'clock, the match, so we'll begin at about 6:45 once again. This evening's match was presented to you by the JMU Alumni Association, Comcast Sportsnet, the JMU Graduate School, Intellos Wireless, the JMU Bookstore, Residence Inn, and Fox Hill Townhomes. For John Simpson, I'm Kurt Dudley. Once again, our final score, Wake Forest wins it in 3 straight sets. Good evening, everyone, from Godwin Hall. This has been a Matazone HD Sportsnet production presented to you by the JMU Alumni Association.